Okay, so in this module, we are going to talk about a very special microcontroller that is ESP32. So that's the name of the series. And in this series, this kind of microcontroller comes with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth in an integrated package. So you just type in Google ESP32 and you get these kind of pictures about this microcontroller. So it's a 38 pin microcontroller with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth enabled features. It is called as Node MCU32, and that's the development board. And you can buy it from various vendors in just a few dollars. So it's quite cheap in a compact form as well. So you can have our details about its pin diagram, architecture, datasheet, from the wealth of information that is available on the internet. Our job here, or our task here, is to give you a concise overview of this microcontroller series so that will help you to program it, know the data pins, know the pin diagram, know the data sheets, and understand the functionality of various units of this microcontroller, how it connects to Wi-Fi, how it connects to Bluetooth, etc. Does it have or does it have or does it not have any sensors? And if it is compatible with Arduino. So all this knowledge and all these details we are going to explain you in this particular module. So like I said, this is low cost, low power, a full system on chip, a microcontroller with an integrated Wi-Fi and dual mode Bluetooth. It features a memory of about 320 kilobytes, that is static random access memory. It operates with a clock speed of about 160 megahertz or 240 megahertz. So depends on that. So again, the power supply required for this board is 3.3 volt DC. So do not power this board with your 5 volt supply to avoid the damage to the board and all that. And its predecessor is ESP8266. It's a class of a microcontroller which has a Wi-Fi with integrated Wi-Fi, but it doesn't have a Bluetooth. So this ESP32 is the successor of the ESP8266, which has the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth uh, together in this model. So you see now the release date of this microcontroller is 2016. So it's been like 7 years now, and we can just check all the details about it from the Wikipedia. We just click and we'll see all those details about it. Then we will visit this website from the manufacturer. The manufacturers for this class of microcontrollers is Espressif Systems, as a company from China, and they are getting very popular in the Western world and amongst all the embedded system developers about the powerful and efficient microcontroller class of families such as ESP32. So let's start with exploring the details of this ESP32 microcontroller in this particular video. Okay, so I have opened up the details of this ESP32. Let's understand. So when you talk about the Wi-Fi enabled microcontroller development chip or the module or the board, what do you think about it? When it is a Wi-Fi enabled microcontroller, it means on the chip, on the chip as shown, it contains all the radio frequency blocks, such as it includes the antenna switches, because it will transmit the data over the in the air, and it will receive the data in the air through the electromagnetic signals, and therefore it will contain the switches which are already integrated inside this chip. It will also have RF balloon. Balloon stands for balanced unbalanced transformer. So that's the part of your Wi-Fi reception and the transmission system. Then it features a power amplifier. It features a low noise receive amplifier. It features a filters to filter out the signals of intention. And then it has a power management modules also to provide the supply to the microcontroller and the various peripherals. So, like I said, it has been manufactured by a China-based company. The name of the company is Espressif Systems, and it has been manufactured uh, by the TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. And this features a 40 nanometer process. It means the MOSFET, the transistors that have been used inside the chip have a channel length about 14 nanometer. So as I said, it is the successor chip of the ESP8266 microcontroller, which features only Wi-Fi and not the Bluetooth. So we will dig into the details of this. So you see it has a processor, which is a 32-bit microprocessor. It can operate at 160 or 240 megahertz. And it is an ultra low power Pro processor. It features a memory about 520 kilobytes RAM and 448 kilobytes ROM. It has a wireless connectivity with this IEEE standard. It has a Bluetooth connectivity with this particular details. It shares the radio with the Wi-Fi actually, and that's your IEEE standard, local area LAN network technical standard. Now let's have a look about the peripherals that this microcontroller has. So it is a 34, it has a 34 programmable general purpose input output pins. It features 12-bit successive approximation analog to digital converter, and up to 18 channels can be featured. So remember in this one, ESP8266, it has a 10-bit SAR ADC, but now this module ESP32 has 12-bit SAR, so better resolution. Then it also has a digital to analog converter, so one additional feature which is not present in ESP8266. It has a touch sensors, 10 touch sensor, which features a capacitive sensing technology and a general purpose input output. So you can develop some sensing application using this module. It features various interface standards such as SPI, serial peripheral interface for synchronous serial communication, which is primarily used in embedded system for short distance wired communication between the ICs. Then it has I2S, it's a serial bus interface for connecting the digital audio devices together. So it can also has UART, is a universal asynchronous receiver transmitter. It's a computer hardware device actually for asynchronous serial communication, which the data format and the transmission speeds are configurable. And then it has some other controllers units. It has Ethernet for that. Then you have infrared remote controller for the transmitter and receiver up to 8 channels. It also features, this microcontroller system features pulse counter, and it has a PWM motor. Then you have 16 channels can be used for LED PWM. And finally, it has ultra low power analog preamplifier. So there are other features related to the security that you can explore yourself. Then there is a power management section. Then, like I said, it is a low power unit, and it features ultra low power system. So that was all about the features of this microcontroller, which is from the ESP family. So now let's have a look at this various types of the microcontrollers in the ESP32 family. So basic is the ESP32 family. So all these variants differ from each other based on their capability and the features. For example, each one will have the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth for sure, but they can differ based on how many programmable general purpose input output pins are there. For example, 34 is with the this version, and with this version you have 43. But now you see this doesn't have any Bluetooth, so it has a Wi-Fi but doesn't have Bluetooth. Then it also differs in terms of the clock speed. That is, this one has 240 megahertz, and it's not mentioned here. Similarly, this ESP32 features 12-bit ADC up to 18 channels, and it also features DAC, digital to analog converter. But this one is having 13-bit SAR, and up to 20 channels can be supported. Also, the next categories, you see this operates at 160 megahertz. It has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi both. It supports 22 programmable general purpose input output, and it has two ADCs, each 12-bit. And it is pin compatible with this earlier version of the ESP family. Here I have this picture about Node MCU board with this special version ESP32C3. So we are talking about this one. So it supports a clock speed about 160 megahertz. It has a Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 22 programmable GPIO. So based on which specific module you choose, remember the number, and accordingly check out the features either from the data sheet of that particular module, or you can visit internet and just type that module number or in the Google it, and you will get a lot of other information. So you see now the announced latest module for the ESP family is ESP32C5. So it supports a clock speed up to 240 megahertz. It's a big SRAM and ROM also. It has about IEEE standard Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and more than 20 programmable general purpose input outputs. Again, there is another version is there. So you can always look about how these variations and different models are available into the market. Accordingly, check the data sheet. Now, the question is how to program this class of microcontrollers. So I will tell you details about that. So these are the programming languages or frameworks or platforms, or called it as an environment, where you can use these platforms to program your ESP32 family. Any module you can use. So first one is a ESP IDF. It's from the manufacturer itself, the developer itself, which is Espressif systems. Then you can use the Arduino open source platform from the Italy. That's the open source. It means freely available. And if you are familiar with this Arduino category, you can easily use the ESP class of microcontroller with the Arduino IDE family. Then you have some other Esprino, another one. There is a MicroPython, is basically a software programming language written in C, and that can run on the microcontroller. Then you have this Node MCU, is specifically a low-cost open source IoT development platform, which can run on ESP family from the Espress system. And some other microcontroller from the ESP family can also be programmed with that. So these are all the programming languages, frameworks, and the platform that you can use. So next question is whether this board is available on Amazon. So yes, you can see, just Google it and you have a link on the Amazon. So just click the link and it opens up the variety of versions. So you see this is ESP32S development board with the Wi-Fi, and so you can see that how it looks. You can see the price, and you see what features it has, what I just explained to you all, and accordingly you can place an order and get your development process ready for your upcoming applications.